Morning. Welcome to GSC Live Mornings. I'm Pastor Charlie, Good Shepherd Lutheran Church here in Rochester, Minnesota. And it's Friday, May 8th, day 56 in the stay-at-home time together. Yesterday, when I concluded, I asked you to read the balance of chapter 6 of the book of Micah, verses 8 all the way through verse 16, because those words are the words of God speaking to his people with concern about what he sees them doing. That's a reflection on the question that I asked yesterday, which was, how do you thank God? Well, we thank God by the things we do, we think, we say, we act upon. And in this instance, God is showing his displeasure for what people are doing. Which reflect that verse 8, because the people are not acting with justice. They don't love mercy. They don't show any empathy for one another, and they're not walking humbly. Apparently, they're walking with a fair amount of arrogance and self-preservation in mind. Troubling thoughts. So God asks us, tells us, it's an imperative. He tells us, walk and act justly, love mercy, be merciful, and walk humbly with God and your neighbor. That's the message. Now, those of you who know me as a pastor and a preacher, some of you anyway, might say about me and my preaching that I come dangerously close to that fine line of mixing politics and religion. I'll admit to that. Sometimes I just really like to step over into the realm of politics, because that is so much about what we are doing, the things we're doing that reflect our thanks to God. I fully believe in that. Of course, we have this whole thing, separation of church and state. I totally honor that. I don't want the state telling me and my church how to do things. And consequently, I don't believe our church should tell the state how to do things. However, there's one part that you can't separate, and that is what we do as a people of God, called to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly. Politics is a dirty word. I want to take that back. I want to argue with that. Politics is actually the act of making public policy. We mix up politics with partisanship. Partisanship is where you get this side and this side fighting with each other over different ideologies and different ways of looking at things. That's a very troubling place, and I do not like partisanship. I will never bring partisanship into the church. But policy making has to be influenced by something. Public policy, what goes into the thinking and the planning behind deciding what the best public policy is, has to be influenced by values. As a follower of Christ, it's all about values. And I fully believe that the values of the people in any particular country need to inform the public policy which is made for those people. Values, justice, mercy. Be humble, love your neighbor, look out for your neighbor. Imparo, accompanying minor migrants with protection, advocacy, resources, and opportunities. I see a real disconnect here with what we're doing with migrant minors. I see it with a lot of people in our country, but this particular issue has to do with the separation of children from their families. That was like a lightning strike for me when I started learning about what we as a country with public policy is going totally against these particular things in my mind. So there you have it. Um, Micah 6:8. It's all there. Blessings to you, my friends. Um, Act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly. Because first and foremost, those are the gifts that we have received from our God through Christ. Amen.